You know, a whole new wave of AI tools is here, and honestly, it has the potential to completely change the game in the classroom. So today, inspired by some incredible work from Dr. Bello, we're going to dig into how these tools can make teaching more dynamic and learning way more effective. Let's jump right in.
Look, the debate isn't about if AI is coming to education. It's already here, right? So the real question we need to ask is this: how can we use it as a powerful co-pilot? An assistant that can handle all the heavy lifting, freeing up educators to focus on what they really do best, inspiring and teaching students.
When we talk about AI in the classroom, it really all boils down to three big goals. First, boosting student engagement. Second, creating richer, more interesting content. And third, providing feedback that's actually personalized for each student. These three pillars, they're the foundation for the amazing tools we're about to dive into.
So how do we actually get there? Well, today we're going to focus on three specific and I think game-changing tools. First up, we've got NotebookLM, which is like your personal research assistant. Then there's Google Vids, the video producer. And finally, we'll look at Perplexity, the all-around teaching assistant. Let's break down what makes each one of these so special.
Okay, first, let's talk about NotebookLM. The key word here is right in the subtitle. It's a research assistant that works exclusively with your material. And trust me, this is a fundamental shift from pretty much every other AI tool out there.
So check this out, because this slide shows the critical difference. A standard AI chatbot, it pulls from the entire, messy, wild west of the internet. That can lead to some really vague or even just plain wrong answers. NotebookLM is what we call source-grounded. It only uses the documents that you upload, your lecture notes, your textbooks, your articles. This means the information it spits out is always relevant and accurate to your course.
And this, right here, is the core benefit for any educator. NotebookLM basically acts as a bridge between all that complex course material and your students' understanding. And because its knowledge is locked into your specific sources, it completely avoids those infamous AI hallucinations, where the AI just makes stuff up. That's a huge problem with other models, especially when you're dealing with technical subjects. So what does this actually look like in a real classroom? Well, imagine creating perfect ground truth study guides based only on your approved material, or getting instant insights on where your students are struggling most with their lab reports. You could even generate audio summaries of dense readings or provide really accurate bilingual support. The possibilities here are just incredible.
Let's make this super concrete. Take a look at these two examples. On the left, you could upload your syllabus and class readings, and then with a single click, generate a perfect study guide. No more students getting lost on the open web. And on the right, you could ask the AI to pinpoint the common points of confusion in a stack of lab reports. This totally shifts the teacher's role from just a corrector to a mentor, helping you give much more targeted, effective feedback right where it's needed most.
All right, next up is our second tool, Google Vids. And this is an AI-powered video producer that's designed to make creating classroom content unbelievably simple. Honestly, this quote just says it all. If you know how to use Google Slides, you're going to know how to use Google Vids. It takes that familiar, collaborative interface and just applies it to video. It completely removes the need for any kind of professional editing skills.
And the whole process is incredibly streamlined. You can just start with a simple prompt, and its Help Me Create feature will generate a full storyboard and script for you. If you already have a presentation, the Slides to Video feature instantly turns it into a dynamic video with narration. And best of all, it's fully collaborative.
Now, this collaborative part is a total game changer for education. I mean, imagine student group projects where everyone can work on the video at the exact same time, just like they do with a Google Doc. Or think about co-teachers building instructional videos together. It just makes video production an accessible, team-based activity. And that brings us to our third and final tool, Perplexity. So if NotebookLM is your focused researcher, you should think of Perplexity as your super-powered 24/7 teaching assistant.
So what makes it so different from, say, a regular search engine? Well, a traditional search just gives you a list of links, and you have to do all the work. Perplexity, it does the reading for you. It synthesizes all the top results into a single conversational answer, and it even gives you citations. It's not a search engine, it's an answer engine.
For an educator, this is like having an assistant that never sleeps. Need a first draft of a lesson plan? Done. Want to create slide outlines or handouts? Easy. Need to build a whole bank of practice problems or get some fresh ideas for lab feedback? Yep, it can do that too. It's an incredible accelerator for just about any part of course development.
So we've looked at three really powerful tools on their own. But the real magic, the really cool part, happens when you start combining them.
Let's see how they all connect to form a single, transformative workflow for teaching.
So here's how it all comes together. An educator can use Perplexity to brainstorm a new lesson plan. Then they feed their core material into NotebookLM to create really precise study guides. And finally, they can use Google Vids to turn those core concepts into an engaging video explainer. See how each tool just feeds right into the next? It creates this seamless, powerful process.
So what's the result of all this? You amplify your impact. By automating all the repetitive parts of creating content, you're not just saving time, you're fundamentally shifting your role. From a content creator to a content curator, from just a grader to a true mentor, focusing on that human connection that actually inspires learning.
And this quote, it just perfectly captures the spirit of this whole new era. The future isn't about AI replacing teachers, it's about empowerment. It's about teachers using these tools to build a more engaging, a more equitable, and a more effective learning environment for every single student.
Ultimately, as these incredibly powerful tools become more and more accessible, the real innovation isn't going to come from the technology itself. It's going to come from the creative educators who use it. And that really leaves us with one final question to think about. How will you use these tools to build the future of learning?